Hello, everybody. I was researching an argument that my friend posed. He's a pastor at the local church. And he said, nowhere in the Bible are perverts forgiven. And I don't want to fight that argument. I want to embrace it and I want to see that it's true. So I was looking and I got to uh, a little article that was not authored, so I don't know who wrote it. But my argument that I want to promote is that being a pedophile is an unforgivable sin. You can be a murderer, a whore, prideful, right? Greed, sloth, whatever. And you can be forgiven. There's an interesting verse about tax collectors and prostitutes being at the front of the line. You can be forgiven. But are there things you can do that you're not forgiven for? Like, it seems like an important thing to know. I don't think you can be forgiven for buggering children. So the question posed on the website was, what does the Bible say about pedophilia? And the answer, I appreciated. I thought it was very smart. I'm going to post it too. There's no direct mention of pedophilia in the Bible, but there are numerous biblical principles that definitely apply to this sin. One such principle is the Bible's view of the sin of fornication. The word translated fornication has the same idea in both the Hebrew and the Greek. The Greek word is porneia, from which we get the English word porno and pornography. The word in Scripture refers to any illicit sexual activity, and this would have to include the abhorrent acts of pedophile. Including the gathering and trading of obscene and indecent pictures of young children. People who use this type of pornography usually graduate from looking to actually doing, bringing great harm to children. Fornicating is among the lusts of the flesh from Galatians 5:16 through 21, and among the evil things that come from the heart of man apart from God. Mark 7:21 through 23. Pedophiles share the characteristics of being without natural affection. Romans 1:31, 2 Timothy 3:2. The phrase without natural affection is translated from one Greek word which means inhuman, unloving, and unsociable. One without natural affection acts in ways that are against the social norm. This would certainly describe a pedophile. In addition, there is a principle found in Jesus' words about children. Jesus used a child to teach his disciples the childlike faith is necessary for entrance into the kingdom of heaven. At the same time, he said that the Father has concern for all his little ones. Matthew 18:1 through 14. In that passage, Jesus says, "But whoso shall offend one of these little ones which believe in me, it were better for him that a millstone were hanged about his neck, and that he were drowned in the depth of the sea." Matthew 18:6, King James Version. The word offend in the Greek means to cause one to stumble, to put a stumbling block or impediment in the way upon which another may trip or fall, to entice to sin, or to cause person to begin to distrust and desert one whom he ought to trust and obey. These definitions of the word offend can easily be applied to the actions of a pedophile. Of course, the principle of not harming a child can be applied to a wide range of child abusive actions, and Matthew 18:10 makes the case against anyone who would bring any type of harm to children. Well, I found that to be very edifying, very uplifting, very necessary. So I'm going to keep looking and see if my friend at the church is right. I believe he is. He's the kind that wouldn't say it unless he'd done his research. But they're trying to normalize what they're doing to the kids, and the creep and evil that took over all of the authority and all of the power. All it wants left is the kids. And we will be divided up on that agenda. We either stand in the way of them getting the kids, or we hand them over and take part in their destruction. And there's a reason that God says you don't hurt the kids. It's an interesting time to be alive. I love you all. Take care.